This is the Tuesday, March 1st edition of the Carolina Weather Video. March has arrived and February sort of went out with a lot of activity, rain and thunderstorms kind of roaring through the region, a number of severe thunderstorm warnings and even some tornado warnings required across the region. There were a few tornado reports and a good number of wind damage reports. Let's get right into the compilation of the storm reports from yesterday from the Storm Prediction Center. All those blue dots, that's where there was wind damage reported. Most of this in the Carolinas was some type of tree or power line type of damage. And there's a couple tornado reports as well, 6 in total. In North Carolina, that report was in Iredell County, and some hail as well, especially down around parts of Alabama and Georgia. You had some golf ball type of hail down that way. It was smaller in the Carolinas overall. There's a look at the radar imagery this morning. The showers and storms during the 5 a.m. hour stretching from North Florida to really offshore from the Carolinas and advancing eastward. But this was actually a pretty good little rain event. There's the radar estimated rain totals, and most spots, with the exception of the western mountains of North Carolina, but most spots across a good chunk of South Carolina and most of North Carolina wound up getting somewhere between 1/2 inch and 1 inch of rain. Not bad at all, certainly not drought-busting type of rain, but at least in the short term helps us out a little bit, and that was a pretty good little rain event. Too much rain, parts of the Midwest and the Ohio Valley, a lot of flood warnings still in effect up that way. And the sky clearing out for us. Notice the deep cloud cover with the cold front is off to the east of most of the region now, and we're going to be looking at a lot of sunshine in the next few days. And here comes the cooler air. Temperatures dropping into the 40s, even some upper 30s in the northwest Piedmont early this morning, and we will be much cooler. Highs today about 20 degrees cooler than yesterday in most spots. We're talking mainly mid to upper 50s across the Piedmont. There's the upper air chart today, a little bit of a trough in the eastern part of the country. Now let's go out to the weekend. This is the European, and this is Sunday at 1 in the afternoon. Pretty significant trough swinging on in, and there's some model disagreement with a lot of the details with the weekend storm system, but the general idea is it looks like a wet Sunday, maybe some thunderstorms again as well. Let me take you through the GFS for a little bit, then I'll switch over to some of the other modeling over the weekend. Today, high pressure building in, like I mentioned, sunshine, highs mid to upper 50s across the Piedmont. Lows tonight, sub-freezing in most spots, and then tomorrow a little milder. For our Wednesday, we're talking sunshine, highs back into the 60s. However, notice, here we are on Thursday, big area of high pressure moves into the New England states and builds down the eastern seaboard. And so Thursday, we're back down into the 50s for highs, and could be pretty chilly Friday. A lot of cloud cover, maybe even a little drizzle Friday, and it's really looking like a day where at best the favored cold air damming areas maybe in the 40s all day Friday. So kind of a cool Friday forecast. Maybe a little milder on Saturday here, and then there's the GFS on Sunday, brings in basically a cold front. Excuse me, during the day on Sunday. Let's go to the Canadian though, and here we are Saturday evening, 7 p.m. And then we go 12 hours later, Sunday morning, that low sitting over Ohio, and that's pretty dynamic little system. Good shot of rain and maybe some thunderstorms there, mainly Saturday night into Sunday morning on the Canadian, and then that system pulls away during the day Sunday. The European, all right, here we are Saturday evening, the low pressure over the Missouri Boot Hill ahead of that system, kind of a lot of broad southeasterly flow all across the southeastern U.S. We go to Sunday morning at 7 a.m. The low is over Indiana and Ohio. A band of rain and storms developing eastward that then pushes into the Carolinas Sunday morning and then slowly pushes eastward during the day Sunday. So it looks like a good rain event's a possibility, especially if the foreign modeling is correct on Saturday night and Sunday, especially Sunday if the European timing is right. So I'll continue to highlight a good opportunity for rain and maybe more thunderstorms as Sunday unfolds. And we'll take a quick peek at the longer range. There's the NAO getting back toward neutral, maybe even slightly negative toward mid-month. And there's the PNA getting back toward at least slightly positive toward mid-month. Both of those features would indicate the possibility of some cold air for the middle part of the month. And sure enough, here's the GFS. Almost all the models bring another system through around the 9th or 10th of the month. And behind that, here comes the cold air on the GFS. Pretty good shot at cold air, in fact, by the 12th of March. This is 7 a.m. on March 12th. Big Arctic high sitting over Little Rock, and that's a cold look over the eastern part of the country. Now, I'm not saying that the exact scenario is correct, but some growing indications, maybe a mid-month cold shot is on the way. We'll see. Give me another couple days to kind of refine those ideas. All right, that is it for today. Everyone have a great Tuesday, and God bless.